The Corvin Academy for Interspecies Excellence prided itself on maintaining the most dangerous menagerie in the galaxy. Students from 47 different worlds came to study xenobiology, each bringing their homeworld's most fearsome creatures to demonstrate dominance and earn respect. Zethkar, a towering hegemony warrior, stood smugly beside the containment field housing his contribution, a void stalker from the death worlds of Proxima Vale. The creature's obsidian carapace gleamed under the artificial lights, its dozen razor-sharp limbs clicking against the reinforced barriers. Even through the energy shields, other students instinctively stepped back from the apex predator that had terrorized spacers for centuries. "Behold the ultimate hunter," Zethkar announced to the assembled xenobiology class. "No creature in the galaxy has survived an encounter with a mature void stalker. They can phase through solid matter, detect prey across star systems, and their venom dissolves molecular bonds." Professor Cthara, a distinguished crystalline scholar, nodded approvingly. "An excellent specimen, student Zethkar. The Void Stalker represents the pinnacle of predatory evolution." The other students murmured agreement, their various appendages, tentacles, and sensory organs displaying species-specific signs of impressed fear. All except one. Maya Chun, the lone human in the class, sat cross-legged on her desk, idly braiding her long black hair. She seemed utterly bored by the presentation, occasionally glancing at her data pad with the kind of expression usually reserved for watching paint dry. Perhaps Zethkar's voice carried a challenging edge. "Our human classmate would like to share her homeworld's contribution to our menagerie?" Maya looked up with mild interest. "Oh, you want to meet Fenrir? Sure, why not?" She pulled out a small communication device and pressed a button. "Hey boy, come on up to classroom Delta 7. Bring your friends." The other students exchanged confused glances. Where was her containment unit? Her protective equipment? Her obvious terror at presenting alongside a void stalker? 3 minutes later, the classroom door burst open. What entered defied every student's understanding of Earth's biosphere. The lead creature stood nearly 2 meters tall at the shoulder, its muscular frame covered in thick gray fur marked with darker patches. Yellow eyes swept the room with predatory intelligence, and when it panted, massive white fangs gleamed in the light. Behind it came 2 more of the same species, though smaller. Then something that might have been related but moved with liquid grace on 4 spotted legs. Something else that looked like a miniature version of the first, but with pointed ears and bright blue eyes. And finally, something that seemed to be nothing but teeth, claws, and attitude despite being barely knee-high. But teeth, claws, and attitude despite being barely knee-high. "Everyone," Maya said cheerfully, "meet my pack. That's Fenrir, my alpha wolf. Luna and Storm, my other wolves. Whisper, my leopard. Aurora, my husky. And the little terror is Bandit, my honey badger." The classroom fell silent except for the soft clicking of the void stalker, which had suddenly pressed itself against the far wall of its containment field. Professor Cthara's crystalline form dimmed with confusion. "Student Maya, these creatures appear to be unrestrained. Where are their containment fields? Their neural suppressors?" Maya scratched Fenrir behind his ears, the massive predator's tail wagging like he was nothing more threatening than a house pet. "Why would they need containment? They're family." "Family?" Zethkar's voice cracked. "Those are clearly apex predators. That largest specimen could tear through reinforced hull plating." "Oh, definitely," Maya agreed. "Fenrir once took down a grizzly bear to protect me. And Whisper can break a spine with 1 bite. Bandit there once fought off 3 lions." The honey badger chittered aggressively, as if remembering the encounter fondly. The void stalker was now making distressed clicking sounds, its dozen limbs scraping frantically at the containment field's walls. Even through energy barriers and species differences, Every creature in the room could sense what the Academy's ultimate predator had immediately recognized. These weren't Maya's pets or specimens. They were her pack. And she was their alpha. The fascinating thing about Earth, Maya continued conversationally while Aurora rolled over for belly rubs, is that we didn't really domesticate animals so much as we formed partnerships. Mutual respect, loyalty, pack bonds. She looked at the cowering Void Stalker with mild interest. Your apex predator there is just a solitary hunter. Impressive, sure, but it's never learned to work as a team. Thibber yawned, displaying fangs that made the Void Stalker's claws look quaint. How? Professor Thara whispered, do you control such dangerous creatures? Maya laughed, the sound somehow both gentle and terrifying. Control? Professor, I don't control them any more than they control me. We're family. We hunt together, protect each other, and trust each other with our lives. She stood up, and immediately 6 apex predators from Earth arranged themselves around her in a protective formation that spoke of countless hunts and battles fought side by side. The difference, Maya said, looking directly at Sethkar, between your ultimate predator and mine is simple. Yours hunts alone and dies alone. Mine? She smiled, and for just a moment, the other students saw the same predatory intelligence that gleamed in her pack's eyes reflected in her own. Mine brought back up. The Void Stalker whimpered.